Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a paradox that, honestly, every modern creator is dealing with. We have this world of infinite tools, endless ideas at our fingertips, but our actual ability to focus, to create, well, that's finite. So the big question is, how do you bridge that gap? We're going to build a blueprint to do exactly that.
This whole idea really starts with a feeling, and this Reddit post just captures it perfectly. Now look, most of us haven't won the lottery, but that feeling, that sense of being totally directionless, of having all this opportunity in front of you but just no idea what to do with it, I bet that sounds a little familiar. And it's not just a feeling. It's become a kind of modern epidemic. You see it everywhere. It's in the quit talk trend, where people are leaving their jobs because they're burnt out and searching for something more. You see it with entrepreneurs who have a dozen amazing ideas, but they're so overwhelmed by the choice that they end up starting none of them.
And that, right there, is the modern creator's paradox. We've got unlimited access to AI, to no-code platforms, to a global audience, but our own personal focus and energy, that's limited. So how do we fix this? We need a blueprint. We need a system that connects our inner world, our why, with all these powerful tools in the outer world. Okay, so to build that blueprint, we have to start by really defining the problem at its core. And for a lot of us, it starts with what you could call a crisis of meaning. But what does that even mean?
So here's the key to this whole thing. A crisis isn't just about some big, bad thing happening out there. It's an internal state. It's that moment when your usual ways of solving problems just stop working, and your whole system basically short circuits from the stress.
And that internal short circuit, it's not just in your head, it shows up everywhere. We're talking cognitive fog, being irritable, procrastinating on everything, even getting tension headaches. This isn't just feeling a bit down. It's a full-blown crisis that affects our entire being.
So the very first principle in our blueprint isn't about some fancy new app or a productivity hack. It's about mastering your own internal operating system. Because think about it. Before you can use all the world's amazing technology, you have to get your own system working for you instead of against you.
And this all starts with understanding a really cool concept called the servo mechanism. The easiest way to think about it is this. Your brain and nervous system are like a goal-seeking machine. It's totally impersonal. It just works automatically to achieve whatever targets you feed it. Whether those targets are positive, like I'm going to figure this out, or negative, like I'm just not good enough. What this means is that we are constantly programming our own operating system, right? We're either programming it for weakness or for strength. Weakness is basically self-betrayal. It's needing other people's approval. It's choosing to keep the peace instead of speaking your truth. But strength? That's all internal. It comes from knowing your own direction and being willing to go it alone if you have to. And here's the secret to actually putting that programming into action. The real joy in life doesn't come from having some perfect plan. It comes from the messy, wonderful process of doing. You have to be moving. You have to be in motion. Because after all, you can't steer a ship that hasn't even left the harbor. Okay, so once your internal OS is calibrated and pointing in the right direction, you've got the next challenge, navigating the outside world. How, in the middle of a million ideas and 1,000 things you should be doing, do you find your unique signal? Here's the thing. The signal isn't found by chasing whatever trend is popular this week. It's discovered by looking inward. Just pay attention to the weird questions you're always Googling. Notice those little aha moments when you solve a problem that gives you a jolt of satisfaction. Follow the things that leave you feeling energized, not drained. These are the breadcrumbs, and they lead you straight to the people you are uniquely built to serve. All right, now we get to the really fun part. Once you have a strong internal OS and a clear signal you're following, you are finally ready to use technology as a massive lever. You can tap into this whole ecosystem of modern tools without getting totally lost in the chaos. First off, just getting your idea online. The barrier to entry today is basically zero. I mean, no-code website builders like Wix, WordPress, or Webnode let you build a professional-looking home for your project in a single afternoon, and a lot of the time, it's for free. You do not need to be a coder anymore to have a real presence online. And it goes so far beyond just websites. Platforms like Adalo, Bubble, and Softer let you build really sophisticated web and mobile apps using simple drag-and-drop tools. I'm not kidding. If you can build a PowerPoint slide, you can now build a functioning app. The power has completely shifted into your hands.
But the real, true game changer in all of this, the ultimate lever in this new creative economy, is artificial intelligence. The big shift is to stop thinking of it as just a tool for writing content and start thinking of it as your strategic co-founder.
For example, look at how AI can just supercharge your research. One creator, who was thinking about making a new energy drink, used an AI agent to scan thousands of Amazon reviews. And just instantly, it produced this analysis of the biggest customer complaints. That's work that would have taken a human researcher weeks to do. So we have our 3 big principles, right? Master your OS, find your signal, and leverage the tools. Now, let's see how this actually works together in the real world. Let's follow one project from just a vague idea all the way to a real product.
Okay, here's the blueprint in action. See how it starts with a personal problem. Decision paralysis. That's step 1, mastering your own OS. Then AI research validates that other people have this pain point too. That's step 2, finding the signal. And finally, no-code tools are used to build and launch Clarity Canvas, the solution. That's step 3, leveraging the tools. See how it all connects?
Now, I know seeing it all laid out like that can feel a little intimidating, but the goal of this blueprint isn't to pressure you into launching the next huge thing. The real goal is a simple but really fundamental shift in your mindset.
And this is the shift right here. Don't try to build the perfect world-changing thing on your first go. It's just too much pressure. Instead, frame everything you do as a series of low-stakes experiments. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is just to learn something.
So I want to leave you with this one question. Forget about the huge, grand vision for just a minute. What is the one small experiment you can start today, just to test one little idea or follow one tiny bit of your curiosity? That single step, that's where the blueprint truly begins. Thanks for joining this explainer.